Here we go. Hey, hold my beer.
And now...
Okay, Bobby, 2 important questions. 1, can chili have beans in it? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, that's the correct answer. For those of you that disagree, you're wrong. It's okay.
So what
Question number 2, what is the best way to have your chili?
To have it?
Yes.
In
whatever variety you prefer. This is more subjective.
I prefer Fritos.
You like over Fritos?
Yeah.
Frito chili pie for the win? Nice.
That's my choice. Like, I'll eat chili straight out of the bowl, but if I have cheese on it, and like if I want crunch, I prefer Fritos over crackers.
That's a mood for me. Sometimes I want the saltiness.
It depends on how soupy the chili is.
Yeah.
If it's a chunky chili, give me Fritos. If it's soupy, give me crackers.
Oh, see, I'm just the
oyster crackers with soupy chili is bomb.
Oh, yeah. Oyster crackers with like a soupy chili is really good. Yeah. No, you're right. I love a good chili dog. No, chili dogs can be really well done.
You know my stipulation. I don't like hot dogs.
Well, I like a good chili dog, but I think it might be, it might be Frito chili pie for me as well. So,
I mean, you can do so much with chili. But Frito chili pie is like, plus you can get chili cheese Fritos with it. Oh
yeah. Hang on. Chili cheese fries? That's a good way to go.
Yeah,
chili cheese fries is a good way to go. Or tots. Yeah, absolutely tots. So,
there's so many ways to.
I have a feeling somebody is out there right now listening and they are like frustrated because we haven't mentioned their version of chili. But just as long as your version isn't on pasta, we're okay. Because if somebody's out there saying Skyline, no, thank you. Ugh. Like, exit.
Never had Skyline.
Stage left. But no. So I'm curious as to what other things.
I had a chili cheese burrito once, and it was pretty good.
Be going nuts for it.
Have you ever had a chili cheese burrito?
Oh yeah, yeah. Who was it? Sonic used to do something like that for a while.
They do a Frito chili pie wrap.
Frito chili pie wrap. Yeah, that one was really good.
Well, I'm actually eating.
Didn't Taco Bell also have like a chili cheese burrito at one time?
For school lunches, they used to do a Taco Bell burrito that was from Taco Bell, and it had chili. It was like a chili cheese burrito.
Huh.
I promise.
I vividly remember the chili cheese burrito, so I'm with you on that. I actually didn't hate that one. I thought that was pretty good.
I liked it. Have you ever had tachos?
There were some bad school lunches, but that one wasn't half bad.
Have you ever had tachos?
Tachos? That sounds familiar. Taco nachos.
Yeah. Well, it's not not necessarily taco nachos, but it's got tater tots in it, but you can put whatever you want in it. But I think chili is one of the main ingredients, because you have chili starter beans as the main ingredient.
Makes sense.
So, I mean, tachos is another way to have chili.
It's a Tex-Mex thing. It just makes me think of Taco John's.
Oh, yeah, the Frito, the Potato Ole Bravos.
Bro, Potato Olays. I could eat some Potato Olays all day.
Oh, super Potato Olays.
Oh, man. Potato Ole burrito?
Jamie kind of surprised me. Like, I came home and, like, I saw these boxes with a name on them that you and I both know very well. And I was like, what is this? And she's been getting all these weird packages because she's into this, like, junk journaling type thing. I think I've mentioned it before.
You have.
But like, so I wasn't thinking of it, and then I look inside and I'm like, oh my God. She got 2 boxes from Little Debbie. Like, from the company. Yeah. Yeah.
You've got my attention, sir.
So, like, she got me some Little Debbies, of course, but she got me, like, other things. I honestly think she bought this because there was ornaments in there, because she got, like, a Little Debbie zebra cake ornament and a Little Debbie.
That's so fun.
I want to say it was the Christmas tree the Christmas tree.
Oh, heck yeah,
Little
bro.
Debbie's.
The Christmas tree cupcake.
Yeah.
Or the cupcake.
So it's a zebra
I'm
cake.
so
but
sorry.
yeah.
That's not what I meant, but y'all know what I mean.
And then she got me a pair of socks that say Little Debbie. She got me a shirt that says Little Debbie. And then she got me a coffee mug that says Little Debbie. But I was thinking that she got me like a bunch of Little Debbies that I've never had before. There's one in there that I've never had before. Well, two that I've never had. One that they could just throw away. They had a chocolate chip cream pie that, look, Little Debbie, you did something wrong. Get it out of here. Don't ever try it again. But Joshua, what is this?
If my eyes don't deceive me, that looks like a Swiss roll.
You would be right. You would be correcto mondo, okay? But there's something special about this Swiss roll, okay? I've never had this Swiss roll.
Hang on, is that one of the holiday ones?
No.
Okay. Because at the holiday season,
one.
they bust out those with cherry on the inside, and it's
not a holiday one and it's not cherry, but it is a holiday in your mouth when you bite into it. I found out. This right here that I am about to show you is the Swiss roll with strawberry in it.
strawberry.
So the stuff that's in the strawberry shortcake is in the Swiss roll.
Oh, my mouth is watering so much, and it's not just because I ate chili. That
Like, I don't know if you can tell the difference in color.
Oh, I can see the color difference. Oh, that sounds amazing.
This might be better than the OG. All right. I'm
I
not a
need
big
one of
strawberry
those
shortcake fan like you are.
Oh, I go nuts for
This
those.
is fire.
I need one of those stat.
You got me a box of the strawberry shortcake ones, but I'm not a fan of those. Just because I'm not a big fan of shortcake, I think. I don't know. But these are fire. I've never had them before. I've never seen them in store or nothing. But I do know what you're talking about. You're talking about the Swiss roll cordial cherry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
I've
aren't
seen
half
them, but
bad,
I've never
man.
tried them.
Those absolutely
We're
are.
already starting this episode really fat.
So it's a good episode.
Yeah, and there was also one unicorn. They're like these like long square cake things. They're unicorn cakes or something like that. Wasn't bad. But I mean, she got me the abundance of oatmeal cream pies, which are my favorite. So
Yes. Let's go.
So it kind of surprised me. I was like, "What?" Like I didn't know how to take it. I was like, "You're either telling
That's
me that I'm
the love
fat,
of a good wife. That's the love of a good wife.
or is she telling me she's like, you've got a problem, and I'm going to feed to your addiction?"
How is that a good thing?
That's what I was wondering. It's like, you want me to die sooner?
She's trying to age you up. Is that what's going on?
Yeah. I mean, I could do that all alone, but
Oh, that's great. She's gonna outlive you anyways.
you had a question for me. I don't know. It's probably pretty close. I'll die before she will, just because of the life I live.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But no, you asked me about the chili. I got a question for you, and I'm only curious just because I had a dream about it.
Okay.
How do you feel about an OnlyFans for preachers?
What would that even look like?
No.
Obviously,
saying.
you don't mean taking off clothes, but
Exactly.
you mean like.
It's
So do you mean like
preaching.
OnlyFans in its original design of like helping leaders in areas reach targeted audiences?
for your favorite like person that can talk, like essentially televangelism, like at its at its worst.
Here's the problem. At its core, sharing the gospel is free. So every pastor worth his salt has the ethical dilemma of how do you on a paid platform justify? So like in a sense, the only way you could say it is I'm going to let the people determine my salary. Like, is that?
No, here's my question. I'm strictly basically asking, how unethical is it for a preacher to be on like something like OnlyFans, but say I read a sermon, right? But it didn't catch me with this person's voice, but I want to hear it in that person's voice. Hey, would you mind reading this? Like, I don't know.
That's weird and unethical. It has the unethical part is cashing in on the value of something that is inherently free. That's highly unethical.
I just didn't know.
And don't get me wrong.
Do you think there's preachers out there that do it?
I'm not saying if you have access to something that doesn't cost you anything and you can turn a profit on it, I'm not saying that's an unethical thing to do. I think you have to be cautious with how you use resources and not be wasteful. But I think if there's we live in a world of abundance, even though we don't want to, like, people don't want to say it, but I truly believe we live in a world of abundance. And so God's provided in creation more than enough for us to survive when we're not greedy. That's really what the issue is. So,
okay. So say you're on there and you don't have a price point, right? So say I come to you, I come to your OnlyFans page, or let's just call it something, Only Preachers.
Can we please
page.
call it something else? Because that's so uncomfortable.
Only God fan page, all right?
God. Oh, man.
So I come to you. You don't have a price point, but I come to you with how much I'm willing to spend. Hey, I want you to write me or say, I want you to prepare a sermon based on this for this amount of money.
Now, see, that I would have zero ethical problem with. Because
some people just want to hear certain things from different people.
Right. As long as they're willing to hear the message and you're not saying, hey, perform, preach this as if it's truth. You know what I'm saying? But if you're like, hey, I really want to hear a sermon on this, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Because to me, that's just paying a pastor for his work, for what he's due. And because it's a special request saying, hey, I'm willing to pay extra because I know it takes extra of your time. I mean, for a pastor to write a sermon is, usually at minimum a 15 to 20 hour process. And so if that's the case, then paying him $200 for his time is, not even, weirdly enough, wouldn't even really be fair, because that would be $10 an hour if he's putting in 20 hours worth of time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, in that sense, you're basically, and scripture supports, don't muzzle an ox as he plows. And what that means is, you don't abuse somebody who is working for you. You take care of your workers. You provide for them what their needs are, and don't you don't nickel and dime your people. That's the idea.
Gotcha.
And so I would say, weirdly enough,
there is a possible market.
Yeah, I would say that there's a small market where you could say, hey, this guy's a really good communicator. We are, maybe it's something like, hey, you're a really good communicator. We're doing a conference in our neighborhood with 5 different churches for youth. We'd love for you to prepare 2 talks by video on sex and marriage and dating and relationships or something like that. And we'll pay you this amount. I would absolutely support that. In fact, I could see that emerging as probably the next phase of ministry nowadays, because you could have really good communicators with really good content that can be present at something without actually having to be present.
And I'm going to tell you why this came to mind is I had a dream that that's what you were doing.
Oh my gosh.
Not that specifically, but it was like you were.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I think it's a really cool concept. I think that'd be gathering communicators that want to reach niche audiences and are comfortable, taking on kind of that contract style work.
In a world filled with imitations, there's one name that stands out above all the rest. Rage Beef Jerky, a small batch jerky company that sets the standard for what it means to be 100% grade A quality beef.
Rage Beef Jerky is the self-proclaimed world's best beef jerky. But just because it's self-proclaimed doesn't mean it's not true.
Rage Beef Jerky is made right here in the USA. It can be found in 5 states across 400 plus locations, ranging from Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Missouri, and Arkansas.
But if you're not near those states, all you've got to do is visit www.ragebeefjerky.com, and you could choose from any of the 6 flavors that they got of jerky or beef sticks. They got both now. They're really good. The flavors are original, teriyaki, hot, cracked pepper, sweet, and spicy, or you can go with my all-time favorite, which is bacon jalapeno. Chef's kiss.
Rage Beef Jerky has given our listeners the opportunity to save 15% off their order. At checkout, use promo code CHUBBY, that's CHUBBY, and save 15% off your order. Don't let your taste buds suffer through any more mystery meat products. Visit www.ragebeefjerky.com and let your taste buds rage.
Get your jerky on. But
So
I
it
could
could
see
be a
it as a
thing.
valuable thing.
And I'm sure it really is a thing. It's just like a specific network of
No,
people.
yeah, I don't know of anything right now that exists like that, but I could totally
Other than networking.
see- yeah, I could totally see that. What was that? Sorry, Heather's doing charades over here as she leaves the room.
Oh. She's going to start
Hair?
cheering here in a second.
What about it? I'm confused. Oh, my. Oh, gosh. No. That's so uncomfortable. Nobody wants to see that. She's saying the worst part of pastors on OnlyFans would be the hairy nipples. Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, that's. Why would you bring that up? That's terrible. Yeah, I'm so. This is way more appropriate than that idea. Okay, so context. No, forget the context. I'm just gonna say it. I had an idea. Heather was giving me a haircut the other day, and I had an idea that, you know how you've got like, you've got Hooters, you've got what's that other one?
Twin Peaks.
You've got those. I said, why isn't there an entrepreneurial woman out there who creates a seated barber shop? Does that make sense?
A seated barbershop.
Yes.
Like-
So, to be clear,
Okay.
what I'm saying is they're wearing clothes,
Okay.
maybe not, very modest clothes, but they're wearing clothes.
Sounds like sports cuts that we have in Wichita.
Sure. Now imagine that, but like with the intent of what like Hooters and like Twin Peaks.
Yeah, they already have those.
Do they?
Yeah.
So,
You
the,
could
so
have
the
that.
goal is while you're getting your haircut, you're
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
you have that like and especially in bigger cities. They I believe I was listening to
Apparently,
a
they
radio
already have
show.
that. It's called sports cuts. Apparently,
No, that's the PG version of it. So
Oh, that's the PG version.
Women, yeah, imagine Twin Peaks outfits, but women cutting your hair. Like that's what that
kind
is.
of that's
But-
what I was envisioning.
But in a bigger city,
at Twin Peaks, and then like after that, she was giving me a haircut, and I was like, man, if you combined those two ideas, that's kind of a marketing.
There's actually
it already exists.
a radio show actually was
already
getting information about it's a woman. It's not a woman, but it's a company that sends women into your house to cut your hair naked.
Oh, that's
So
okay.
I mean,
that's even. That's a
but
couple
there's
steps
also
ahead of what I was thinking.
cleaning services. There's also cleaning services like that.
Well,
I don't know if I could do that. Like that's just weird. You just want me to sit here on my couch while you clean?
that's right. That's right.
What?
Heather's reminding me that we had a couple of friends that were propositioned for that. They clean houses regularly, and one of their customers asked if they'd be willing to take a little extra to take something off.
In
Yeah.
Florida?
No, not here in Florida. Friends
I
of
was
ours
going to say
back
that would
in-
make more sense.
Yeah, but no, it was.
Florida's another world down there.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, they do have those, and I'm pretty sure it's mainly for like those bigger cities. Like we're not going to see it in Hutch, obviously, but like Wichita, I bet you there's a private service.
That's weird.
I mean, it is weird, but it's
mean,
also like
the
so
profit
brilliant
making-
at the same time.
Yep, I'm sure it's a profit maker.
Oh yeah. But no, bud, how you been?
Pretty good. Pretty good. We had a busy day today. We've been in a staff retreat all weekend, so my mind is pretty melted.
Staff retreat.
Yeah.
So
do
like
one-
building exercises or
You would think not so much. This one was more so kind of plotting out what 4 months out would look like, what 3 years out would look like, stuff like that. So it's more
like a
vision
quarterly
casting.
review.
Yeah. So, but we came out with some pretty good content coming out of it. It was just, when you're done with that, your brain feels like it's putty.
How is a small church on that? Like, are they more open, do you think, to like smaller ideas? Is that how that? Because like big churches that are already set up, right? They have this ebb and flow of like, hey, this is what we want to base our themes on or whatever.
Yeah.
How opposite is that for a church starting out versus a church that's already established?
I would say, a church that's established kind of has, like you said, ebbs and flows, some rhythms that they're kind of used to. Churches, though, that are established can, with good practice, put their ear to the ground and be able to make transitions. I would say, though, you're absolutely right. A new church like us, a church plant, really does have a good ear to the ground with the people. And so when something comes up, and I'll give you a great example, Cy just moved a couple of sermon series back that he was going to do, and moved ahead one on marriage, because there's just been a rolling wave of marital issues around here in discussing in small groups, stuff like that, where people are struggling. And it's just a hard season right now financially for people, and it's causing tension in marriages. And so in hearing that over and over again in our people, Cy quickly was able to make that decision and say, hey, no, we're going to move this series forward and do something more on marriage and focus more on the relationships, because that's our need right now. And then, able to push those other ones that are more like, like we're going to do a study on the book of James. It's kind of the practical elements of faith, stuff like that. So it's all good content, but the ability to kind of move and be flexible, I would say your church plants and ones that are really connected to the voice of the people, getting constant feedback in their home groups and stuff like that. They're going to be the ones who are able to kind of respond the quickest to things like that. But it is a discipline. And I would say too many churches out there are not doing it well. And it's why you see a lot of that rigidness and a lot of that delayed response, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, we never heard about that type of, we heard a lot about stuff just because we were hanging out with Mike a lot, but nothing like that specific.
Right. And I would say we were a great example at Crossroads of a church that probably really wasn't super disciplined about it. And because of that, the members didn't have good, it's hard to articulate. I don't know. I think the best way to describe it is a church has to fight against the habit of insulation.
But isn't that also the small group sort of job too, to kind of wing those things out of people?
Yes and no. Small groups really about helping people grow together and about gathering, like creating an easy entry point for others to come in.
Yeah, but I always thought that like with Crossroads, it also worked as a like kind of like a, I don't know, like a Easter basket of like, hey, these little things are coming up in our small group. Hey, I'm going to take these to the elders or the leaders of the church, and this is kind of like what I'm seeing as a trend.
I mean, good home groups will communicate back to leadership, and that's kind of like what I said. In a good home group, that's what you would have. I just don't remember there being much dialogue. I mean, I guess like the Bruners had a home group. There were some home groups going.
Yeah, we had that one, and then we had our youth group, obviously. But I think the Bruners was the one that we saw because it was like a men's group.
Sure. Yeah.
So like we saw the men's side of things rather than the women's.
But it also, it's also requires a responsive leadership too. It's one thing to get that information. It's another thing to act upon that information.
Or pass it on.
Yep.
I mean, that's how big corporations always fail, is not passing that stuff on.
Absolutely right. So we're in a really beautiful spot right now. And that's kind of what we talked about in our meeting was we're kind of in this spot of small enough to get creative and be flexible, but really starting to grow enough to start being able to sink our teeth in on what we're trying to do and get some things accomplished.
Maybe that'll also help with your podcasting thing that you were bringing up. I sort of listened to part of that you brought up that one time that we were getting ready to record and we had issues with audio. You said that you were talking to them about they were bringing up podcasting.
Yeah.
Like that's another way to venture out into that type of stuff too.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the ways that Sai's already started tapping into that I think is going to be pretty effective for us too.
Yeah. Well, if you ever need something, just holler. I'll do my
I appreciate
best.
that. Thank you, man. How are you doing?
No. Oh, I'm great. I mean, work. I mean, and that's the thing, like with your like not passing on information, like that's just what I deal with daily.
Yeah.
I work with one guy hand on hand, and our department is like nothing goes past us without us knowing, just because of how it's me and another guy. I mean, it's hard if something happens if I don't notice it or if he doesn't pass it on to me and vice versa. So,
right.
And that's the benefit of dealing with one person rather than 312.
Right.
So, but yeah, other than that, I'm nothing to complain about.
Guess what we're going to do Monday?
Oh, you going to go drive up to Daytona?
Yeah, I'm going to drive up to Daytona and see Jody and Christine.
Tomorrow, they actually have a Two Bears 5K up there in
I know, up in Tampa.
Yeah.
I would love
run with
to eventually have the food truck up and running and go be a part of that. I think that
this year it's in Tampa. I don't know if they have it there every year. I think they move around. This is only their second one.
Well, if they come back to Tampa.
Well, that's where Burt Kreischer's from. So,
well, heck yeah, then. Hopefully, then they'll come back to Tampa. Because I would really like to have the food truck up there sometime for that. I think that'd be a blast.
I'd love to hang out with Burt Kreischer.
Heck yeah, man. Could you imagine? He comes, tries a biscuit bomb, loves it. When we get to know him, and I get to introduce you to him.
On Two Bears, One Caves, he's like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually think I have a different person that I would like.
You'd be more pumped about meeting Tom?
Oh, no. I definitely still want to meet Burt Kreischer over Tom.
I thought so.
But like little interviews, like Burt Kreischer's interviewed several people that I'm like, oh man, this dude would be so awesome to hang out with. So I've got like at least 3, not including Burt, so 2. Charlie Day is hands down, dude. I would love to hang out with that dude.
Charlie
on a regular
Day
basis.
is funny, man. He's witty. I like the way Charlie his brain works.
Oh yeah, I think it's obviously his ADHD that I'm attracted to. It's like, dude, I would so hang out with that. Sure. But also, who is the Thomas Lennon? He just sat down with Burt Kreischer, and that dude, like, his mind is so out. New Boot Goofing. Some of his characters. I've never seen Reno 911.
Oh, okay. So I didn't watch it like regularly, but I saw enough highlights and clips of it that I freaking love Thomas Lennon. He's hilarious, dude.
His characters are so small.
I follow him on TikTok. He's so funny to me.
I follow him on Instagram, but his characters are so small, but the characters that he plays, I fall in love with.
He brings them to life. He's got so much like energy and chaotic and just fun. Like,
I'm trying to think. He was in a movie that you brought up to me. It was in the 90s. It was like
that I brought up to you.
Yeah, well, not this specific movie, but you brought up one of these dudes' movies to me.
Oh,
crap. It was an early 90s movie.
Weird.
Had something to do with time. Here, let me tell you what it is. But he's in the movie, too.
Yeah?
Shoot. I hate when that happens. Ooh, here we go. All right. This was like one of his... Actually, I think he said this was his first movie, so let me see here. You had brought it up one time, I think. All credits.
Talking about Night at the Museum?
No, he helped direct that. He wouldn't.
Okay, I was going to say, I was like, he wasn't in that. He was,
and that wasn't in the 90s either.
Oh, yeah, no, that wasn't.
Righty.
What?
I think here. Oh, there we go.
What a great filmography. Like, great.
Yeah, he's got every genre under his belt. Like, whoa, it's so long. Holy crap. Oh, here we go. All right. Extra Entertainment Tonight. I'll be The Project. No. What?
Memento.
Memento. That's what it was.
That's right. Yeah. No, it's because we saw a clip of it.
I had never seen it.
I had seen a clip of Memento, and I was like, wait a minute, that's Thomas Lennon. I didn't know he was in there.
Yeah, if you get a chance, go watch Two Bears, One Cave with him on it. Like, everything screams like, dude, you got to come hang out with me. I'm like the most like laid back dude. And he has this one thing. He always repeats himself. Like, if he loves something, he always says chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. Also, I would additionally add Out Cold. as another masterpiece that he is in.
Out Cold.
Out Cold. If you have not seen Out Cold, you are missing out. That is a hilarious movie.
So yeah, he would be at the top of my list. Charlie Day, Bert Kreischer, and I'm trying to think. I'm going to give you one more.
Changing.
It's got to be alive. I'm going to say, and I'm going to say this just because I think that he's not too big. I mean, he's big, like we know who he is, but he's not as big as Adam Sandler. Like he's not as big as him, but he's been in a ton of David Spade. I would love to hang out with David Spade.
Why does that not surprise me?
Oh, but like that dude's got so many stories to tell. I would sit there and listen all day.
You just want to hear all the Farley stories.
Not just that. I think just hearing about Adam Sandler would be cool. Rob Schneider, not so much. Like I'm not a big fan of Rob Schneider. Like, I could live without that. But like people that are in the comedy world or acting world, I would hang out with. I would want to hang out one time with Neil deGrasse Tyson, 100%.
Neil deGrasse Tyson would be fun to hang out with.
I need Neil deGrasse Tyson and Rob Lowe to just give me all of my high school homework, like in lectures.
I would not be okay with being in contact with Rob Lowe because of the danger.
Not Rob Lowe. I mean, not Rob Lowe. What's the dude's name that did Dirty Jobs?
Mike Rowe.
My bad.
Yeah.
Mike Rowe. So Mike Rowe, Neil deGrasse Tyson, they do all of my school like lectures. Like I would totally tune in.
I'm a big fan of Mike Rowe. I appreciate him as a communicator.
You know he was in opera?
Huh?
He was in opera, dude.
I did not know that.
Yeah. That dude, I guess one of the very early episodes of Dirty Jobs, he was singing in a sewer. And that's how people found out that he was able to sing like he was, I don't know, and he did QVC for like his first like 5-10 years of like television work. Sold jewelry. And he said it all came off the top of his head. He's like, I had no idea about earrings, but I'll tell you about them anyway.
That's wild.
Plus, he has that really cool, deep voice.
Yep.
That I would fall in love with. So, no, yeah. But that's what I've been up to.
Nice.
Listening to Thomas Lennon.
By your wife.
That, too. I mean, already ate that damn cake. Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone.
Thought I put it to the side, but the wrapper's over there. So I was like, oh, I ate it.
He ate it.
Damn it. No, but other than that, what else have I been up to? Yeah, nothing else. Oh, I'm going to my boss that retired that was in my position. I'm going to give not really a lecture. I'm just going to go talk to, you remember that time that we went and talked to the Optimist Club at Sirloin Stockade with Mike?
Yes.
Yeah, it was very weird.
Yeah.
It's something like that, but it's like the Lions Club, which is essentially like the Catholic side of like the Optimist, I'm assuming. That's just guess. I don't really know what it is. But in the Lions Club, something Catholic?
No, Lions Club is the one that do the eyes. They're the ones, aren't they? Right? They're the ones that provide funding for kids, underprivileged kids to get glasses.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure that's what the Lions Club is for.
I thought the Lions Club and like the Knights of Columbus were like under the same like umbrella.
Let's find out.
But yeah, I'm going to talk to them next month or at the end of this month for him, just because it's his in Halstead or something like that. So I'm going to talk to him about what I do for a living. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a grant organization.
For eye care?
Not just eye care.
I was going to say
eye care is one of the ways it does, but like diabetes care. Yeah, it's designed to provide grants for people in need. So,
well, I guess I learned something new every day. So, yeah, I got to go talk to them about what me and Wendell did, or what he did at the prison, and then what I currently do.
Cool.
For like recreational and prison stuff.
Cool.
So, yeah, exciting.
That sounds.
Hey, I have another question for you. Have you ever gotten into anything or tried something that your wife was kind of shocked by, and she's like, "How did I not know this about you?" I bought coffee and started taking it to work and drinking it. And she's like, "You don't drink coffee." I was like, "I've been getting into it."
Have I ever just gotten into something? God.
She's like, "I don't think you drink that coffee." I was like, "Okay, then why am I buying creamer right now?" Like,
any thoughts on this, babe? I don't think I'd do anything that
I
surprising.
mean, you're pretty homebodied anyways. Just
I'm
like
such
your
a
work.
creature of habit. Like, I don't.
So am I. And I think
Yeah,
that's why it threw her
I
off.
can't think of anything I would have even changed up.
And your wife was able to go to your office to kind of see what you did anyways. My wife is not.
Yeah, and anything
no way for
new
her to
I
come and see
do,
what I do.
anything new I do, she's usually doing it with me. Like
Right.
we usually do new experiences together, kind of.
And it's not a new experience. I bought coffee. I bought a French press to drink the coffee because I can't have a coffee pot. I can have a coffee pot, but it can't be glass. So to eliminate glass and all this electrical stuff, I just bought a French press. So I bought a French press. I've had one bag of coffee.
All in on that French press. She really likes that.
I make iced coffee.
So does she. I would say I prefer it. If I'm gonna drink coffee, which I usually don't, but if I'm going to, I like the iced.
I don't like hot coffee in the heat, so that's why it always steered me the opposite direction. Like, why would I want to make myself any hotter?
Weirdly enough, so far, the one I've enjoyed the most was a nitro brew.
Yeah, I'm not a big nitro brew. I don't like nitro brew
I
beer,
like how it
pop, or
lightens
nothing.
up the taste of the coffee.
It's really frothy.
Yeah, well, that's what I liked about it. It creates an airiness that takes away the bitterness of the coffee.
Yeah, and I found a loophole to get rid of the bitterness. You just add in a pinch of salt. Like, it got rid of the bitterness immediately. Like, into the coffee before you brew it.
All the way through the coffee, it gets rid of the bitterness?
Yeah, I don't taste any bitterness. So I could drink it black if I add a pinch of coffee. That's just me, though.
Bollocks.
Try it. Work for me. But I also don't add that much creamer, though, either. So, like, a small bottle of creamer will last me, like, a month and a half, 2 months. Like, I just add a little bit. I like to put a little hair on my chest that I don't need.
A little hair in chest.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Oh, I tried a cigar.
Oh, yeah.
And I did a bourbon tasting. So I'm surprising her with a couple of these things. Hang on.
So the bourbon tasting is like...
And she's giving me crap because I tried a Zen today. Yeah.
You tried one with me, I thought.
Did I? I don't think so.
I thought so when I was when we went to Leavenworth. I thought you tried one.
I don't think so. Maybe I did. I don't think so.
Was it a Zen? It wasn't a Zen that I had, though. It might have been something else. But yeah. Either way. That is a little bit different for you. I mean, you don't like nicotine like that.
Yeah, not really. It wasn't
your
bad.
first dip. Like, she missed out on seeing your first dip. Like, that was awesome.
Yeah, I didn't have nearly as strong a reaction.
And you shouldn't. Like, I got these high-powered ones. They're called Lucy's. And like, huh?
What level are they?
Well, you can't get them in Kansas above 6%. So I've got 12%.
Oh,
I got them online. And like, you put them in your mouth and you pop these little balls in it. It makes the flavor like burst in your mouth. So it's like intense. Like, you know, there's what are those called? Those cigarettes that people were snapping.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that, but like, it gives it more of a like a either a boost of a certain flavor or it gives it more nicotine. I don't know which one, but the cinnamon one kind of gave me a little bit of a head rush. Like, I had to sit down. I was like, whoa, that's too much.
That's funny.
But that's also going from dipping forever to now I've got this damn pacifier that I lose my shit if I can't see this from across the room. Like, this is way worse than Chew ever was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have an anxiety attack if I can't see it.
Oh, that's so bad. That's not good, dude.
That's what I'm telling you. I was like, oh my God, where's my passy? Where's it at? Where's my beaky?
Yeah, you might want to figure out some coping methods there, bud. That's not healthy.
I stopped chewing, so like I figured I'd cut something out. So, but then like I started getting anxiety if I couldn't see this.
Yeah, that's a little concerning.
Yeah. So I was like, man, like my chew, I could have like downstairs in your basement and be like, I'm fine. I know it's down there. Like, I didn't have to see it, but this, I have to see it.
That's funny.
It's like a baby with their damn pacifier, am I right?
Well, it's...
Who would Heather hang out with? She's still sitting there, right?
Yeah.
Who would she want to hang out with?
Does she know the question?
In like what form?
In what
Top
form?
two
She
famous
doesn't know the
people to
question.
hang out with.
Top 2 famous people to hang out with. Yep, you only get 2.
You only get 2. I guess I named 3, so let her have 3.
Okay, apparently you get 3. Jensen Ackles, Zac Efron, Rob Lowe. Basically a hit list of all the men that I have to keep away from my wife.
So, like, I don't get, like, women always choose guys that they want to see and, like, stare at, not hang out with. Like,
I know,
not
right?
hanging out with.
She just wants to sit in a room and stare at him.
For Nerdum, I figured she was going to say the dude from NCIS, Criminal Minds.
Oh, Shamar Moore. Oh, Matthew Gray Goobler. Yep, Matthew Gray Goobler.
There's just too long of a list.
There's too long of a list, she says.
Well, to hang out with them for their mind, not for their looks, but for their mind.
Give me Alan Richson.
Okay.
Give me Jeremy Renner.
Dude, I just saw his interview. Did you see his interview with Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
Did you see his interview with Joe Rogan?
I have not yet. I want to watch it. Is it good?
Oh, dude, I had no idea. Like, I knew that he was in a bad accident. But like, he wrote that book that just came out. My Next Breath.
Yeah, I want to read it. And then Alan Tudyk.
Alan Tudyk. Which one?
Yes.
Oh, is that the bald dude with glasses?
No.
Who's that?
Although he is high on my list too. Stanley Tucci.
Okay.
Stanley Tucci would be number 4 if I could. He might even. Oh gosh, who might get bumped out? Who did I say?
Why did I think it was him?
I said Alan Richardson.
Jeremy Renner.
I said Jeremy Renner. Renner might get bumped out for Stanley Tucci. That's a close battle between those two.
Alan Tudyk. What is he from?
Huh? Everything.
He's familiar, but like
everything. He's Disney's best friend. He's a voice actor in so many things. He's an actor in some of my favorite shows.
Didn't he play an alien in a movie?
He's Pirate Steve the Pirate from Dodgeball.
That's right. Okay.
Steve the Pirate.
Gotcha. Yeah, I would have never guessed that.
But he's also like a billion characters in Disney. Like, Disney hasn't done an animated feature that didn't involve him as a voice for the past 6 years or something like that.
So, Toy Story?
I really can't remember how long, but he has been he's been in almost every animated feature that they've done. Like, Alan Tudyk's voice work is phenomenal. He was the robot. I thought you were going to say One. He was Hey. He was,
the bald dude with the glasses. I remember him from the movie Tucci. He was in a movie about the 9/11, like putting a worth to the lives of people of 9/11. Wow. He played a husband. It's a pretty good movie.
Stanley Tucci. Weirdly enough, most of my time spent with Stanley Tucci would be about food. That man is a foodie like no other. Like, he is one of my 3 people that I watch very closely online for anytime they release food content. He's a phenomenal cook, and everything he cooks is so good. I don't know that I would eat everything just because he has a different flavor palette than I do, but I'd probably try it anyways just because the stuff he does make is phenomenal.
Yeah, I guess I could have asked you instead of Heather because I thought you actually gave it to me, and I don't know why. My bad.
It's okay. I wanted to give mine anyways.
Well, let's talk about HCW real quick.
Yes, please.
This is what I'm gonna I guess finish. Or I guess not even finish. I'm just gonna give a blunt, honest statement. I mean, granted, it has to do with me being more vested in HCW than any other wrestling. Legacy, for me, was so much more entertaining than both days of WrestleMania.
I can say this with confidence. There has not been that good of a wrestling show ever put on in Wichita.
And I bet you, and I'm not saying that BJ's very proud of what he does because he is so proud of what he does, but I think that he would probably go back and say that he would disagree with you because there's probably, you've got how many years of wrestling? Because you got people with a cotillion.
Don't care. That was incredible. The roar of that crowd, the energy, every that the whole night was filled with pops, with chants, with reactions, with interactions. I mean, it was the liveliest place, and it was from start to finish.
So your statement would be, okay, just because WWE has been to Wichita, that's the only reason why I was kind of like, but you're the best live independent wrestling in Wichita that you've ever.
I would even put the WWE shows there, dude.
Really?
Just because it was a Raw doesn't mean it was that great of a show.
Well, actually, I'm going back to like Thursday Night Thunder and everything.
Finish was phenomenal. Like all the contests were amazing. You had some like incredible lineup all the way through. Great finishes. Very surprise twist endings. The thing with like we're still reeling. We're still about to be talking about all sorts of the stuff that went down, and it was incredible. So I stand by what I said. It was the best live wrestling show that's happened in Wichita.
All right, so here to instead of going through every single match, let's go with best match, best finish, and best surprise.
Oh,
would you like me to give mine first?
Yes.
Okay, so for best match, I'm going to blow it out of the water here. It was the main event with Blade versus Chance Kerrigan.
Oh, I don't want to have to agree with you on that. Dang it.
Like, great. It was a great match from start to finish. The crowd, I mean, you obviously can only hear so much on the live feed. So, like, the energy in the room is what had me, not just the match, but it was also the energy in the room. Best finish, okay? I'm going to have to say it was Gavin Bush and Calvin Aldridge. Greatest finish of the match.
Yes.
And then biggest surprise, I'm going to have to say Cameron Burnett taking the Sunflower Championship.
Oh, see, I wouldn't say biggest
for
surprise,
me,
but that was biggest. That to me was a most exciting moment. That's the moment I cheered for the loudest. Was Cameron Burnett winning it? I don't know that that's my biggest twist.
Biggest twist for me, like I can't say that it was the match one just because we all know who Dickie. I know who Dickie is.
I mean,
so
that was a twist too. That's still not my favorite twist.
What's your favorite twist?
The illustrious one is back.
Coming back.
Baby. The illustrious one is back. And
how did that look on camera? How did that look on camera?
Oh, it looked incredible. It was a little.
Everybody in the back was pissed.
The pause, and it rested at. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my picture. I knocked it off because I was trying to do the Ray Leon pose. The pause, they hung at his waist just for about 5 seconds, and it was perfect because it built that anticipation. I knew who it was. I think everybody knew who it was. You should have heard
everybody in the back. They're like, lift the damn camera up. But he had it all planned out to a T.
No, it was very well done. It was very well done. It built the anticipation. And, man, no, seeing Ray come back, that's huge. That, to me, was the biggest twist.
Biggest pop in independent wrestling that I've ever, so far that I've heard.
So good. I'm going to say main event gets best finish.
Best finish, okay.
Best finish. And I'm actually going to say it was
what are you doing over there?
Oh gosh, really? Kane Carter Camara Jackson match.
That was pretty good too.
That I think wins it for me for best match.
Ooh. Like for the end or because of how it was finished?
Just all the way through, man.
The two dudes just going at it.
Put on a clinic. That was work. It was so good. And so I was pumped to see that. That to me showcased a lot. So
and I'm not disagreeing with you. I knew that was going to be a banger of a match, but I think just for like the comical relief, Calvin Aldridge hitting Galvin upside the head with the mirror and then like getting away with it and just acting like he got hit first, like that was legit.
Yeah. So great moment. But then, like I said, it was just a great match. Like really good.
Yeah. So I mean, but the main event itself was like, bro, like I've never really like been able to say, oh, a main event in an independent thing is not going to set the place off. That place got set off like in that moment. Like it was loud from start to finish. And that's why I said it got match of the evening, just from start to finish. It was, and then Mindy Grace coming out and getting her licks in too. I mean, come on. Like it was legit.
It was.
Even though she
like
lost.
I said, the best live show in Wichita.
What did you think about Kit Reaver and Heidi Howitzer's match? Because that was that they beat the shit out of each other.
Absolutely. Obviously, a lot of heat in that one.
That's like big brother, big sister beating each other up. That's what I got out of that.
I mean, I think what you've got is two competitors that get in the ring and give it their all, and they put on a good show, and that's all you can ask for. Like you got a good match out of that. So
yeah, I mean, nobody liked the ending, other than some people were impressed about how it finished, but they were not happy that Kit walked out with the title. But it was, of
course, not. That's nobody wants to see that.
I think BJ's timing is. His timing of the matches is so well put together. I think that's why it was so. If there was one match to switch around, like it would have changed a little bit of the momentum. I think.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in a bad way, but I think it could have, like, perspective is everything. I think. But yeah, I think perspective is everything, and I think that the way he had it timed out in every single match, like he could, like that's what made it just that much better.
Yep. It was a phenomenal show. Man, if you missed it, get online and watch it. It was great. It's worth watching a second time too. So
yeah.
HCW Live 23.
Have it on Facebook.
Yep. It's on Facebook.
So follow them at HCW Live 23 on all social platforms, including their X, because they're trying to build that up. They're giving away tickets on X until they get to 300 followers.
Nice.
So, yeah, and then they're doing another giveaway with Calling All Sassholes. I think that Wichita's just getting just that much better every month in Wichita. Cool. So their next show is in June. So June 14th, I think. Yeah, June 14th at the Osage Rec Center. They're also doing a pop-up show at one of the naval bases in June. And then they're also traveling to Salina in June. So June is going to be a busy month for Heartland Championship Wrestling.
Oh, no kidding, man. That's going to be awesome, though. That's going to be
what a show
really
Legacy
good.
was.
What's that?
I said what a show Legacy was. So
no kidding.
Like every single time we have a show like Legacy, it's like, how can you make that any better? Like, but he seems to pull it off.
Man. It just continues to build. That makes me so pumped to see what next year's going to be.
Oh man,
we're on the road to next year's Legacy. We're on the road to Legacy 3, baby.
Now, do they show my monologue? I don't know. Do they have the monologue at the very beginning? I've never watched from the very beginning.
I'm sure we heard it. Yeah.
Well, like I wanted to keep it short. All right, so that was my whole goal. I was like, I'm keeping this like I think I went like a minute. Normally it's about 3. I was like, these guys didn't come here to listen to me talk. I was like, Legacy, crazy. I'm just gonna knock it out of the park. So there it was, and the crowd was lit. Like, I'm working on my crowd work a little bit more. So yeah. Well, between camera time, so like when you guys are hearing
people thing down pat, they love playing that game.
And I didn't even know it was a game until I started doing it up there. Like when they started reacting to it is when I started emphasizing it a little bit more. I was like, I'm just going to go with it. I didn't know if you were frozen still. So
nope.
But I think it was your mom that sort of sold it for me because she's the one that would repeat it the loudest. So
yeah, that's mom. She's ever the cheerleader.
Hey, you know what? But I am working on crowd work in between camera shots. So like when you hear the color commentary, like I'm working with the crowd a little bit more. So
nice.
Yep. So that's what I'm trying to work on now. So we'll see what happens. But no, that's HCW. Make sure you're following them on all social media platforms. Don't miss this next year from Legacy because I think it's only going to get better. A Chance is still undefeated, and he is the only undefeated. The only undefeated wrestler in HCW as of now, as an independent wrestler, and your independence champion.
Yeah. What a beast.
Let's see here. I guess let's get into sports now. How's that?
Let's get into it. What sport do you want to get into first? I don't want to get into baseball because the Cardinals are still under 500. We cannot seem to close out any games.
Yeah, your Cardinals are not. I thought they were going to be so much better with their pitching. Their pitching was
playing well. We're just not closing anything out. We can't finish. Yeah. We've gone into extra innings in half of our games and have lost 75% of them. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if the Cubs beat the Brewers the other day or not, but the Cubs have just been surprising the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. Oh, yeah. The way they've been beating the Dodgers? Come on. Yeah. Nobody does that.
The question is,
well, I guess they do.
Can they do that
can it last?
In June, July, and August?
Just August. June and July, I'm not too worried about. August, that's where you start your palms start to sweat.
I don't know, man. I've seen you guys get a strong lead early in the season only to blow it as early as July. And just start collapsing. So, but again, I have no room to talk because my team's not even above 500 right now. So I'm just going to zip it.
Thank God it's early for you guys. But I just thought that you guys were going to have killers pitchers. I thought your pitching got so much better in the offseason.
We haven't built up our pitching staff enough. Sonny Gray is obviously still one of our best ones. We've got, oh gosh, come on, JD. Now, of course, when I'm thinking of the names, they're all blanking on me. Come on. I promise I know these names. I know.
Cardinals pitchers.
It's our pitcher that I like. You
got
Sonny Gray.
Phil Mattson. Miles McCollus.
Mikolas. Yeah.
Mikolas. Brian Helsley. Eric Fetty.
Yeah. Yeah, Fetty's good.
Chris Roycroft.
Well, that's the problem. It's not consistent. And again, we're not closing. We're not
It's your defense.
Tough. It's frustrating. We've got great defense. We've got great offense. We've got great team. We're just not connecting all the dots at the same time. And to me, that's still a coaching issue.
Whoa.
It's need to have your own most Cardinals fans thinks it's a system issue, not a player issue. We have one of the best depths long-term, even into our affiliates. We have a phenomenal farm system. What we have is an old mentalitied leadership system.
And that's usually how the Cubs go. They don't have a deep. They don't have a deep. If something bad happens at the top, it only gets worse as they go deeper into the covers. So you can only cross your fingers for that not to happen.
There are several Cardinals fans that would like to see a shakeup topside. I'm one of them. Because we're the longest running team, I think, since 2000 for playoffs and have one championship to show for it. With most playoff appearances out of any team since 2000.
So in that division or all of MLB?
All of MLB.
I would figure it'd be the Yankees.
You would think, but I'm pretty sure it's the Cardinals. And yet we have one championship in 25 years to show for it. No, two. Sorry. I don't know why I'm saying one. Two. We have two championships to show for it.
2003 and then also...
Not three. We lost in 3. We won in 6 and 11.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, right? You guys lost. Okay.
Am I right on that? Hang on. 11. Yeah, and 6. 6 and 11 would be the 2 years we won.
Well, but it is baseball, so it's like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It's not over till it's over.
And to be fair, our drought is only 14 years, not 104 years like some of us had to deal with.
Hey. The Cowboys are working on that, so I mean,
oh man,
I'll be the first guy to only have have 2 teams in the longest droughts in their respected sports industries.
Yeah. You know what it means to be a diehard fan, apparently.
What's that?
I said you are learning what it means to be a diehard fan, apparently.
Hey, I mean, as long as it happens before I die. I mean, that's the only way you can call yourself a
No,
diehard fan.
that's why the phrase exists. Die hard.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
mad because the team doesn't.
And I'm not even mad. It's just
Hard-hearted.
expected
Nah.
now. It's just expected now. But, I mean, I will say that the Cubs surprised the shit out of me. Or the Cowboys surprised the shit out of me.
With the
Never
draft.
would have thought that they were. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would have never I was pretty sure that Jerry was going to just do some stupid shit and draft Shedeur Sanders, but luckily we didn't do it. 2, like he drafted an offensive lineman. Like right
As I
out
said,
the
how
gate.
pumped
I
are
thought he
you
was-
that they're going back to what made the Cowboys good? A solid
Well, we
offensive
had that.
line.
Like right when we had that, like we had the best offensive line for like 4 years straight.
The times
and
when the
nothing to
Cowboys
show
have
for
been good, it's been because y'all have had a phenomenal offensive line. Anyways, as I was
Hear you.
saying,
I mean, the screens. Yeah.
yeah. I think you guys consistently, when you guys won championships, it was because you had an amazing offensive line.
That and I mean, just in recent years when we had, I mean, it was arguably one of the best offensive lines. We had 3 top running backs because of our offensive line.
Yep.
Just back
And
to back
then
to back.
when they
I
went
mean,
other places, they weren't nearly as successful because it was clearly a product of that offensive line.
yeah, it started with DeMarco Murray. Then it went to we had the
Zeke.
dude from Arkansas.
Or no, yeah.
Well, no,
yeah.
we had the
The
dude
one
from
between
Arkansas. I forgot his name. No, we had several between them. I mean, we had the dude from Arkansas who played with the Raiders for quite some time. What was his name? Played. Oh, crap. It's been a minute. But anyway, him. We had the dude from Wichita that was our running back for quite some time. He had great success as a Cowboy, and then just had to steal underwear or whatever it was. The Williams brothers. It was the 2 brothers. One was a linebacker. One was a running back. We had him for a while. I think it was Williams. Could be wrong. But anyway, like we've had running backs before Zeke even that we've just turned into 1,000-yard rushers that like we're not like. Oh, sorry, was it cutting out?
Right. But
You're good
yeah,
now. I can see you.
Yeah, well, the consistent theme, like you said, would be line. So
Yeah, if you don't have an offensive line, you're not going to have an offense.
absolutely.
So, but yeah, they did surprise me. I mean, the Chiefs, I think, made out pretty good in the draft.
I'm
mean,
so proud of the
considering-
Chiefs. I thought they did a great draft. I thought they picked exactly what we needed, and then took a couple of gambles on some players just to see what they can do, which I'm pretty pumped about. So, I'm very excited. I think we filled gaps, and I expect us to come out hitting as strong as ever.
Were you surprised with Shedeur Sanders? Like, let's just get this off the table. Like,
Yes, only because I expected a fall. I did not expect a fall to the 5th, and I don't think he deserved a fall to the 5th. At a certain point to me, it felt like an unspoken understanding that not even that there wasn't an urgency. I mean, what's the best way to say this? It definitely felt like there was no reason he shouldn't have gone at least 3rd round.
but you're not surprised that he dropped outside of the 1st round.
No,
'Cause
I'm not surprised
That's where
that he
most
dropped.
of the
I
surprise came.
always expected a drop. I think I thought 2nd would be where he would go. In fact, I was saying that after the first night. I was like, okay, so somebody's going to trade up into the top 10 here in the 2nd round and probably take him. So, I thought 3rd, to me, he should not have fallen below 3rd round. And the fact that he went all the way to 5th feels like there was some unspoken understanding between teams that had a need for him that nobody was going to draft the quarterback. So they went other places.
Well, after that news came out about his, like an undisclosed human being came out with like his interview was just terrible.
And I've heard that, but like, was that shared around the league? Is that based off of one individual's? Because if that's the case, sure, that sabotages one team.
Does it say, but unless it came from that team that wanted him?
My point is, though, did they go passing that around to all 31 other teams to sabotage the kid because they didn't like it?
Well, the stuff came out before the draft anyways. The day before the draft is when that got released.
And you don't think the timing of that's suspicious at all?
I think it depends on, well, here's the thing. After it actually got released, the draft happened, and then shortly after that, several coaches came forward and said that his demeanor in in-person interview did not fit with what their team was needing. That's what the case was.
Which says to me, if you've got a kid who's coming in there arguing about what are you going to do for me, how are you setting, another Caleb Williams type, if you will,
right?
A kid whose first and foremost thought is himself rather than the team. Yeah, I could see that being a red flag. But my question is how much of that was the team interview and how much of that was the culture and kind of this developing dialogue about Shedeur that's been happening leading up to the draft and on the draft and now through the draft.
Yeah, I mean, we won't know. We'll never know that. I mean, unless we see it in interviews with the team of what people were talking about.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way. But, like, if you think about it, the Browns have so many quarterbacks right now. Like, do you think he beats out all those guys? Joe Flacco?
I think he landed the best possible situation for himself. I absolutely believe that, and I say that because there is no one that they are long-term committed to there. So he has a fighter's chance in all of it.
Well, there's just one that they have to be, that they remain long-term committed to, and that's Deshaun Watson.
They ain't committed to Deshaun Watson. They're going to pay him because they have to. But that man, I would be surprised to ever see that man suit up in a Browns uniform again.
That wouldn't surprise me that he does. What would surprise me is that he beats out everybody on that roster like this would go around.
Who?
That would surprise me.
Or Shedeur?
Shedeur.
Because Deshaun's out. He's out for another year, isn't he?
No.
Deshaun Watson's out? Are you sure?
No.
I thought he re-injured himself.
I didn't see that. I saw that they restructured his contract, but that was it.
Well,
I didn't read that he hurt himself. But I do know that they got Flacco. Is that why they got Flacco?
Yeah. I genuinely think that's why. Yeah. January 6th, they updated that he had a setback in his Achilles injury.
I didn't know he even had an Achilles injury.
Yeah, that's what kept him off the field this past season.
Oh, I didn't know. I just thought he was hurt.
He's hurt with his
I didn't know it was Achilles.
Yeah, it was like week 1 or week 2. But yeah, he apparently was like, week 7. Gosh, week 7 against the Bengals tore his Achilles.
I was going to say he played,
and it was just coming back from shoulder injury that ended his 2023 season. So, but he had an injury, got set back. So I'm not even sure. Like, I think they got Flacco because if Watson even comes back this season, it's going to be way late in the season.
Well, but so, how many?
Again, there's been so many setbacks with Deshaun Watson. I think the Browns have ate crow on that and are ready to just move on.
Yeah, worst case scenario for the Browns is that they have to play a rookie that
We'll put it this way: by the time Shedeur's contract comes, like if Shedeur's good enough, then by the time it comes to have to pay him money, they're done paying Deshaun Watson money. So,
yeah, then they'll just depending upon that's one thing that I would say that
contract. That's what he's got to do now.
Yeah, that's what I would say. The good to come from this is that now you can show everybody that passed on you what your capabilities are. Now they would have to swallow their pride.
100%.
Especially if you come out and take the Browns to the playoffs.
Yeah, 100%.
If you take the Browns to the playoffs, everybody's swallowing their pride.
Shedeur absolutely has an opportunity here to go out, be humble, get work done, and shut every mouth that talked crap. But it's on him. He's got to have that drive. He's got to have that push. So it's just a question of if he can do it. I still say Browns is the best opportunity for him.
Now, one thing that did surprise me, and I'm not saying this to be a hater, I'm not saying this to be anything, like Shador Sanders, like that didn't surprise me that he fell by any means. Now, what round it was, I could care less, to be honest. But the love for what they have, like I get why so many people were like happy for Travis Hunter and his capabilities, but like me and the guy at work were looking at his stats side by side. Like there's nothing that I saw in his stats. Now his capabilities are different. He's not very fast. Like if you look at speed for corners or wide receivers, he's not as fast as you would make him out to be. I don't know if you've watched any of his highlights or anything. What?
Forget all the stats.
Okay.
Forget all the stats and tell me what you remember about playing football.
Which part?
What's the most important thing about playing football?
Like skill wise, you mean?
Yes.
Or do you mean
valuable
just in
skill? Go ahead and go to the Madden stats if you need to. What affects everything in the game? It's the most important stat to have.
The most important stat to have?
Yes. Don't say speed.
I'm not going to say speed.
You're not Jordan.
I'm just saying, huh?
What's the most important stat to have, especially in Madden? What do you turn to 99 if you want to be a beast?
Probably defense.
No. Of
What?
an individual player.
Oh, of an individual player, probably aggressiveness.
Awareness, sir. Awareness.
But that's the only thing I'm going off of. Okay, so I'm not saying that he's
Ball
not
IQ, ball awareness, and just his understanding of the game of football. Where to be,
Okay.
when to be, how to move. The intangibles, watch Travis Hunter and you will see why he was so high. It's not about what stats he produces as a receiver or as a cornerback or the fact that he can do both.
And I'm not going with that. I'm going a different route. You're totally. I'm not talking about.
Oh, am I shortchanging you? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm just surprised that he was. And this is where I'll leave it. I'm surprised he was like. I'm not surprised that he got drafted where he did. I mean, that's
Okay.
If he was the best corner. He's the best corner. If he's the best wide receiver, he's the best wide receiver. But nothing definitively shows me. If you look back at other players that had the very similar, if not better, actually two of which had better stats than he did in college and weren't on the top Heisman Trophy winners, Deion Sanders being one of them, Champ Bailey being the other. Champ Bailey has, I think, very similar stats to this kid.
As a
he was
receiver
not
too?
as a two-way ball player. So he was a kickoff returner and a punt returner.
Not the same thing.
All I'm saying is, if you look at this kid's
Not the
stats,
same
Travis
thing.
Hunter's. Let me finish.
What
If you
about
look
the
at
other guy?
Travis, Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Yes, he was a
Deion
receiver.
stats. Receiver and cornerback. So your only
Very similar
comparison is
stats.
Deion.
And Champ Bailey.
Champ Bailey doesn't count as a kick returner. That is not a
Okay,
two-way
but
player.
if you
It's not the
take
same.
Travis Hunter's defensive plays out, okay, take that position out of his repertoire or whatever, he's not the same player. Like, he's a better wide receiver. No, he's a better wide receiver than a corner. He has zero.
That's not the point.
To me, it is. Like I'm going to say
Again,
this.
You are stop trying to turn a pancake into a waffle. You want to create
that's
these
possible.
little nooks and crannies where the syrup goes, where you get to control the data. The truth is, when you look at it like a pancake and let all the things intersect and interconnect, he's absolutely got the biggest. He is a raw athlete that can do great things on the field. It's like Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. You're not just getting a quarterback, you're getting a raw athlete who has insane awareness and understands the game of football in ways that most players don't.
All right, so here's where we'll leave this off with. Are you willing to tell me that he will be Defensive Rookie of the Year next year?
No, because I can't guarantee that, because there may be another BA dude that comes in and plays better. What I am willing to tell you is that in 5 years, he will still be a dominant force for whatever team he is playing for, both on offense and defense.
Okay. I mean, I could take that, but I'm willing to say that he's going to be irrelevant in 5 years.
Okay. In 5 years,
that's my guess.
2030, let's come
2030.
back and discuss it. Because
He's going to be okay.
disagree.
So, like, what? First, let's define irrelevant. Okay, I think he's going to be. I think he's going to play for several teams before 2020. Well, 2030, he could probably play for 2 more teams. So 3 total teams by then, right?
I don't fully disagree
Because he's
with
getting
that.
traded.
I realistically say 1 to 2 teams. I say either the
What?
Jags keep him or he ends up in some sort of trade to another team that utilizes it. But I don't see him bouncing around like a journeyman 3 times. That's just my guess.
Let's define like what I mean by irrelevant. I just don't think that he's going to be like a key player for
Relevance
that we're
would
going
have
to be
to
talking
snap
about.
count impact. So you would have
Okay,
to
but snap count. But if the Jaguars are going to use him on both sides of the ball, like they're claiming that they're going to do, which I don't see this happening, not positively for him, not as positively for an athlete, cause for high injury rate and everything. What are we going to define as irrelevant? That way we're on the same page.
I would say he needs at least 50 receptions, 40 receptions in a year.
40 receptions, so 500 plus yards.
Yeah, that's 4. That's 4 catches a game, isn't it?
And that's if they're using him both sides
If
or
they're
just
using him
total?
No, huh? Yeah, if they're using them both sides.
Okay,
I'd
so
say
if they're using them on one side,
2 to 3 catches a game, that's got to be. See, 16 games, it'd be 32 at 2. So it's 48.
well, we're not at 16 games, we're at 17 games.
Oh, 17 games. Yep, you're right. Dang it.
So what I'm saying is like I want to define this that way we can say like is he going to be in the top 10 of his positions?
Yeah, let's
fair?
say 40 because that's an average of just over 2 catches a game. That means he's actively a part of the offense. Wouldn't you agree?
Okay. That's fine. But do we want to break it down by position? So is he relevant
40,
on both
40,
sides of the ball or total?
To say he's relevant on both sides of the ball, he would have to fit these stats. So I would say in 5 years' times, he's still got to be getting 40 receptions on offense, and he's still got to be getting at least 50% of the snaps on defense. Wouldn't you say?
Well, if you're playing corner, I mean, I would think 50% is low, wouldn't you think? If you're the starting corner?
No, because if you do nickel packages, dime packages, other stuff like that,
You still have one corner on the field. You still have one corner on the field at nickel.
I'm going to say you could still be. I think there's plenty of guys that are running 50% in defense that are still playmakers and still able to make a difference. It's about package structure and stuff like that.
Because look at who was the last player to get defensive rookie? Was it the corner from the Jets, right?
Finnegan?
No, it was.
Oh no, you said Jets, not
Cedric
Titans.
Wilson. Was it Cedric Wilson? Or who was that?
Sorry, I thought you said Titans, and I was thinking Cortland Finnegan.
Because normally Jets, I mean not the Jets, but normally corner isn't normally one that gets defensive player of the year anyways.
No, but do you think that's I don't think that's unreasonable. 50%.
Jets corner.
It's 40 receptions on
Sauce
offense,
Gardner.
50%.
Sauce Gardner. That's who I was thinking of.
Oh, Sauce. Yeah.
So, like, compared to Sauce Gardner, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Sauce Gardner played way more than 50% of the snaps, but he also wasn't playing both sides of the ball if they play him both sides of the ball.
Again, if the goal is relevance, I would say 50% is reasonable.
Okay. So, is there a way to, other than the count of how much he's playing and stuff, is there a way to, like, measure this by, like, what rank he
snap
is
count,
also?
or you want to say tackles or passes defended or passes? I don't know.
Right.
To me, snap
and, like,
count's
rank
easy
count
one to
for his
measure 'cause
position.
that one's actually based on how much they're involved.
Yeah, and then also, like, but also his position rank, too, is another thing that we can justify.
I don't like relying on measured. Like, I want a single measurement, not somebody else's.
Right, but your rank is going to have all that in there. So snap count,
I don't want that.
defended
I don't
passes.
want that. I think that's way too much. That's too much data. We're doing generic, so it needs to be simple. And
Okay,
not
so
based
here's
on
a generic.
calculation that can change.
Okay, so here's a generic. There's 30. Here, I'm just going to make this easier. There's 32 teams in the NFL. He's not going to be in the top 16 in his position on defense, and he's not going to be in the top 16 players of his team on offense.
That's not fair because you've got multiple people at positions. So cornerbacks, there'd be 64. For defensive backs, you've got even bigger numbers. And receivers, there's 3 different wide receiver positions. So multiple teams. Stop. That's a dumb stat. Stay with something simple that's measurable off the individual. How is he doing for the team in the moment? We're not trying to measure him against the NFL. You ask, is he relevant to his team? So does he get 40 receptions on offense and does he play 50% of the snaps on defense? That's relevance.
Okay.
And in 5 years' time, he'll be doing that.
And did we want to go with the teams that he was going to be playing with? I think it's going to be 3.
I think it'll probably only be 2 to 1. So how about this? You get 3 and above, I get 2 and 1.
Okay.
Cool?
We'll look at it in 5 years.
Deal. Track it, people.
Now this is where I will swallow my pride. If he gets Defensive Player of the Year, I'll swallow my pride. We could even stop it right there. So if he is, this is the Caleb Williams
caveat. Bobby will concede early if Travis Hunter gets
he's Defensive Player. If he's Defensive
to be clear, I'm not saying he will. I'm not putting like any stock.
No, but I think that's a fair judgment for me to say I lost.
I see in Travis Hunter some of that rare generational athlete potential that I think translates him into, as long as he still wants it and as long as injuries don't take him out. Because that's the other thing too. It would suck for me, but I would lose this thing if injuries end up crippling this kid and he can't do what he was made to do.
And that's why I wanted to say, hey, like if they're going to actually play him both sides of the ball, I really don't see this happening. Like they could say that all they want, but I just don't see it happening.
Nobody saw it happening through college, and he continued to do it. If the guy has the work ethic and the self-control and the body capabilities, like the money that is invested into sports science now, I promise you, there is a way that recovery could make it possible. That he can pull this off. It's just a new generation of athlete.
We'll see. 5 years.
It's all going to come down to, like you said, it's going to come down to, one is clearly going to be a factor of injury. He's got to stay healthy. And 2, it's got to be his drive. Does he want it enough to stay at that level, at the highest level? He's coming in with that kind of energy, and he talks a big game. The question is in 5 years' time, is he still going to be bringing that same heat? I hope he is. I really do, because I see it in him. I see he has the awareness and the ball skills and just the football knowledge to me that really says he can go far.
And we will see in 5 years from now, if not sooner. So if he's Defensive Rookie of the Year, I'll just swallow my pride and say I lost.
I like it. That's fun. I'm excited. Now
Offensive Rookie of the Year, sorry, what's up?
No, I'm just saying I'm excited. I'm waiting for that 5 years to pass now.
Or even one season I could swallow my pride in one season.
Could be. Now,
I'm not saying that I'm going to be right. I just don't feel it. But I mean, when I look at defensive players in the past and offensive players, like he doesn't remind me of anybody that we've seen.
How much would you swallow your pride if you got defensive and offensive somehow?
I would put a year's worth of pay on it that he wouldn't.
Dang. There's a bet for you. Do you think Vegas has odds on that?
Nobody's taken that bet because for that to happen, he has to play almost 100% of the ball both ways to be both rookie. That's not.
He would have to have some insane stats to justify that.
And now, how hard is that to be on the Jaguars? Maybe not that hard because the Jaguars are so weak. Like, let's be honest, the Jaguars are weak. Let's be honest. They don't have any other. Well, yeah, they don't have any other wide receivers except. Well, do they still have Calvin Ridley?
Gosh, I don't know.
But like the depth that the Jaguars do have is like pretty slim. Yeah. So like for that to happen, I'm sure it's possible. But given where he's playing at, like I think that's going to be another, I guess, major factor for him personally is the team that he's playing for.
All right. Any other NFL news? Anything else you can think of that you want to talk about?
Not for me.
All right.
Movies or entertainment.
Let's do some entertainment. What have you been watching? Anything good?
Where you want to start?
We went to the theaters and watched this past
Accountant
week.
2?
Huh?
Accountant 2?
No, we've not seen Accountant 2. We went and saw Sinners with Michael B. Jordan.
You haven't seen it, or I haven't heard of it.
It was good. It was very well done. Like it's a very good film. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Lots of theming, lots of bigger concepts stuffed into grounded ideas, if that makes sense. So like lots of stuff you can read into it.
Is it an action movie or is it like a?
It is a horror movie. Specifically vampires. But its
I wrote it down.
setting is 1930s. Gosh, is it Mississippi or Alabama? It's in the South. So you got a lot of sharecropping going on. So basically, people are slaves, but they're not slaves. If that makes sense, they're technically free people, but they're getting paid crap wages and getting treated poorly. And so these brothers come back to their hometown and buy an old sawmill from the, and they want to turn it into a dance hall. Basically, want to sell alcohol, have musicians come in, play, and they get their cousin to come play guitar. And so the theming's so much bigger than the movie. Like the movie's just a really cool story, but obviously the theming behind it is so much bigger. Like the concepts are really about colonialism and like culture stealing. Like basically, specifically, it's in the context of this, it's about white culture stealing black culture and capitalizing on it. And so a bunch of it, the vampires kind of represent this idea of Hollywood, if you will, the live forever, and their idea is to take and control. So, and that's kind of placed against, gosh, there's all sorts of big theming in it. There's kind of a lot of,
it's a movie to watch.
Oh, very good. 100% a movie to watch. Go in expecting just a good horror, but come out of it like running back through the themes and stuff and recognizing how heavy and how
how much of a horror movie is
was.
it though? Like, is it a strong thinking movie?
No,
rather than a horror.
No. I would call it
when I think of horror, I think of jump scare,
action horror.
Okay.
I wouldn't even say jump scare.
When I hear horror, I think of like jump scares.
I wouldn't even say jump scare. I'd say more just tension. Just building tension, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Horror film in the same way that Lost Boys was a horror film.
That was a horror film?
Yes. Mostly tension, like more so dark and thematic than actual like boo scare ya.
Okay.
But it was good.
So suspense.
Yes, suspense. Still horror though. There's blood, gore, plenty of that. Some hilarious lines in it. Stuff that will make you roll and laughing. Gosh.
I'm trying to think of the last Michael B. Jordan movie that I saw other than Creed. I mean, I saw this one on Amazon. It was Without Remorse. That was all right.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Did you ever see That Awkward Moment? This Awkward Moment?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where he's a doctor and his friends.
Him and Zac Efron and come on, Rooster.
The dude from
Rooster from
shoot, what is his name? Well, we know who he is.
I blanked.
He's from Top Gun.
Yeah, he's Rooster from Top Gun, and his name is. He was also in the newest in the Footloose remake.
Yeah, I never saw the. I'm good. I knew him from.
This makes me mad when I do this. I'm usually so good with names. And I know I've said his name plenty of times. So.
It is. Wow. I shut my Wi-Fi off. It's amazing.
Miles Teller. That's who it is. Miles
Teller. He was in a good one on Netflix about like it was like they were in this like science lab and they were doing tests on them. It was pretty good. I forgot what the name of that movie was.
I still haven't seen his one with J.K. Simmons, Whiplash. I've heard that one was really
that was amazing.
I've never seen it.
That was an amazing movie.
I've never seen it.
Miles Teller. I'm surprised you haven't seen that one.
I've heard about it. I've just never watched it.
Spiderhead is the one I'm thinking of.
I saw Spiderhead. That one was weird.
I liked it.
Wait, that had Miles Teller in it?
He was the main character in it.
No, that was Chris Hemsworth, I thought.
No. Chris Hemsworth was a doctor.
He is the doctor. That's right. Hemsworth's the doctor. Yeah. Teller's the main character. Who's the girl in that?
There's the younger girl that ends up at the end is forgot her name. Is she a big name?
I thought so.
Images.
Images.
Good Lord, I shut my Wi-Fi off.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna
You
see
already
if I
said
can
that.
recognize her. I shut my Wi-Fi off and it slowed everything down, so I turned it back on. All right, so it is
Yeah,
Journey Smollett.
Smollett. How are you gonna ask
don't-
if she's famous?
I've never heard her name until just now.
You're joking.
No, I've
She's
never seen her.
You grew up watching
wait.
her.
Was she in? She was in.
You
what
grew
was
up
it? Coach
watching
Carter.
her. I mean this.
Coach Carter. That's the only thing I know her from.
I promise you grew up watching her.
Coach Carter's the only thing I know
She
her
was
from.
Denise in Full House. She was Phoebe in Jack.
The black chick? Dude, she was the little girl in Coach Carter, or the one of the girls that gets pregnant in Coach Carter. What are you talking about?
Bro, Journey Smollett is Phoebe from the movie Jack. Do you remember Jack? Robin Williams?
Oh yeah, his friend. That's right.
Yes.
Okay.
She's Denise.
I don't remember in Full House.
You don't remember Full House? The little girl that would come over? Denise?
No.
Super smart. Sassy all the time.
Hello there.
Oh gosh, what else?
Where I do remember her from is
She was in
I guess
Gridiron
not Jack.
Gang.
She was in Gridiron. Oh yeah, she plays the girlfriend of the gangbanger dude.
It's like I said, you grew up watching.
Maybe. Oh, that's where I remember. She was the girlfriend of that
Jess
kid.
in Friday Night Lights.
Hmm?
The TV show. She was Jess in Friday Night Lights.
Now the girlfriend one, she wasn't in Coach Carter. She was in the one you just said, Gridiron Gang.
Yeah,
Gridiron
Gridiron
Gang.
Gang.
But as the little girl, I would have never put that to her name.
Well,
I don't know her
of course
name.
not. I'm just saying though, like you have, and the only reason
Yeah,
I
I
know
knew
it is
her.
because I was just recently looking at something.
Yeah, and that's
that
her
mentioned-
personally. But I would never have been able to point her out in the lineup.
Oh no, and I wouldn't expect you to. Like again, that was a childhood actress who hasn't done a ton of big stuff for several years. You know, she's been acting obviously, but hasn't. You know, so the name's there, but you know, I understand not right away associating it. I'm just saying now that you know, it's funny to look back and think, oh, is that girl? She's an adult now? Yeah. Because we're adults too, dude.
She was in Full House.
Yeah.
I watched a Netflix movie with Tom Hardy, Havoc. That was good.
Do what?
Havoc. It's on Netflix.
I haven't watched it.
It came out I think a week ago.
Okay.
It's got like a lot of Sin City vibes to it, like the way that it's filmed, not the action of it, but the film of it. He's just a cop that, like, I mean, obviously it's from the get go. And it says it in the description. He's a dirty cop, or a cop with hatred on his, or I guess essentially with ice on his shoulder about stuff that's gone on in the precinct and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
Got to watch it. I don't want to give away too much, but really good. It's got who's the other dude? He plays in Justified. You like? He's the main character in Justified.
Oh, what? It's got Timothy Olyphant?
Yeah. I think that's who it is.
Or does it have Walter Goggins? The other guy, Boyd. I'll take either one. I love them both. Justified was a phenomenal series.
Justified. I'll tell you what his name
Timothy
was.
Olyphant.
He plays the guy.
Timothy
plays the dude
Olyphant
in the
also
cowboy
the
hat.
villain in
Die Hard.
Die Hard 4.
Die Hard one.
Yep,
Yeah,
Die Hard
that's
4.
it. Yeah, he's
Timothy
one of the characters
Olyphant.
in
So
it.
what's it called?
It's called Havoc.
Oh,
on
I'm
Netflix.
watching that. I love Timothy Olyphant.
And then another one that I
have no idea if I
told you
actually
I'm watching.
pronounce his name correctly. I've just always pronounced it that way because that's how I read it.
I do know that like his biggest movie that I remember him from was
Please tell me.
the Die Hard.
Oh yeah, he had
And
another
then he was
one.
also in.
Him and Steve Zahn have one called.
He was also in the Crazies, I think, too.
Oh yes, he was in the Crazies. That one wasn't bad. Hang on though, because this is if I had to recommend a single Timothy Olyphant movie, it would be this one with Steve Zahn. and I want to say it was like Perfect Getaway. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I've seen Perfect Getaway where his family. Wait, maybe I haven't seen that one. Is that like where they're on vacation or whatever?
Yes, they're on vacation, and you're following Timothy Oliphant and his fiance, I think. I'm gonna look it up and make sure this is right.
But I know there's a he was in a movie or show that you didn't
Getaway.
like.
It's Mia Jovovich, Steve Zahn, Timothy Oliphant, and Keely Sanchez, I guess is. But oh snap, Chris Hemsworth's in that movie? I did not know that. Okay, anyways, but it follows one couple, and you're like suspicious of this. Like, so it's about these two couples that meet while they're out on vacation. I think one of them's on like their honeymoon, and another one's like on a anniversary trip. And so they meet, they interact. You know, it's like weird touristy stuff, uncomfortable, and they're trying to like get along and stuff. But then like one starts behaving a little weird, and so you start as you're watching, you start getting suspicious of them. And then there's a really fun twist in the story, and I don't want to give it away, but it makes it to where the whole thing comes together.
I've seen
really
parts
good.
of that movie, but then I saw one not shortly, just recently came out with the dude that plays in, what was the one that was a spinoff of Unbreakable and Mr. Glass, where he plays the multi-character, Split.
Oh,
okay, he
yeah,
was the main
Split.
character in Split. There's a movie with him in it where it's
McAvoy?
called Speak No Evil. I think it's called Speak No Evil.
Speak no evil. Okay.
And
All right,
it's a
then.
very similar plot, or very similar, I guess, synopsis of what you just described. And it was all right. And it was on Netflix too. I think it's called Speak No Evil. It's not See No Evil. It's
Speak no evil. But I don't think I've
And
seen
it's very,
Okay.
it's very similar to how you described that. And I think I've seen parts of The Perfect Getaway.
Yeah. Perfect Getaway is a very good movie. I highly recommend it.
But as you've known, I've been watching Mobland with Tom Hardy.
Yeah,
I love Tom
I've
Hardy
seen that.
movies. And then I started watching one on Apple TV called Your Friends and Neighbors with, what's his name? He's in Mad Men, main guy from Mad Men.
John Hamm?
Tag. Yeah, John Hamm's in it. It's really good. It's about a guy that loses his job and tons of money, and he starts robbing his neighbors and shit. It's pretty good.
Dang.
It's a comedy.
Okay.
So
It could be funny.
I mean, it's on Apple TV, so very good. It's also got Olivia Munn in it. I'm a big Olivia Munn fan. I mean, Olivia Wilde's still my woman, though. I've loved her since House.
I'm not surprised.
So, other than that, do you have MGM Plus?
I don't think so. No.
I've been watching this Forrest Whitaker show called The Godfather of Harlem. Amazing freaking show.
Yeah?
I'm already in season 3.
Okay.
I just started watching it a week ago.
Interesting.
It's just how the Harlem mob and the Italian mob all had to work together back in the 60s, like during 62, I think, is when season 1 portrays, because it's when or 63 actually, because it's when JFK was shot. So yeah, that's the time frame, and it's back when the Italian mob was running the streets of New York and all that stuff, and it just breaks up the 5 families and all that other stuff. So really good show.
Interesting.
And it's about a guy named Bumpy Johnson. I'm sure you've heard the nickname, maybe, just from, if you've watched mobster movies before, he got the nickname from a giant bump that was on his head that went down his back, and that's how he got the nickname. Yeah, but that's fun. It's a good show. Anything else that you want to recommend?
Gosh. Ben, anything you can think of that we've
I want to
watched
see The Accountant too.
that was good? Yeah, I got to show Heather The Accountant first, but then we're going to watch The Accountant 2 here probably
Yeah,
in
I
a
want
week
to see
or
The
two.
Accountant too. But I watched a scene from it where the director breaks it down, and it looks really good.
Yeah, cool.
I think they said that this is one of Ben Affleck's first movies to break a record in, I don't know how long for him,
Really?
for box office records.
Well,
Yeah.
that's got to be encouraging for him.
I wonder if John Bernthal has a lot to do with that too, though.
Oh, Ron Bernthal is phenomenal. He was a great addition to this. I'm so excited to watch him in it.
I think they're already talking about a third one to bring back the redheaded chick from Pitch Perfect from the first one.
Oh, yeah. Anna Kendrick. That'd be cool.
But yeah, I liked the first one, but I
What did we
think the
watch
second
the
one's
other
going
day?
to be just as good.
Was it a movie or a TV show? movie? In theaters or sitting around the house? We watched Sinners. Is that what you're thinking of? Okay, yeah, I already described Sinners, so. Anything else?
What's the show?
Modern Family. We've talked about that, though. Oh, yeah, we're on season 2 of Last of Us.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Oh,
It's
it's
on
a
HBO.
good
isn't it?
one. It's a good one. Although,
Is it worth watching if you don't play the game?
yeah, 100%. I would say you should absolutely watch it if you're not going to play the game. At least watch it for the story. Season 1, very good. Season 2 might piss you off.
And I want to.
Oh, and then that's one that Heather wants to see in theaters is one called Until Dawn.
Oh, that's the one with a lot of jump scares in it.
Yeah, it's a horror movie where they keep like restarting the night. They have to survive all the way until dawn. But it's based off of a video game, and it was one of the first video games I ever got Heather to play. And weirdly enough, the video game had an all-star cast. It had Rami Malek in it. It had, there were like 3 famous people in the cast of this video game. And from what I can tell, the movie is vastly different than the video game.
There's a Rami Malek movie I want to see where he's like out for justice for the murder of his wife.
That is called The Amateur, and it was phenomenal. We saw that in theater.
Is that streaming? Oh.
I would give it a B+. So maybe phenomenal isn't quite the word. But
I mean, Rami Malek killed it in
very
the
good
Queen
job
movie.
all the way through.
Bohemian Rhapsody, he killed it.
He very much so plays a guy that, like, his appearance fits the character that he plays. If that makes sense.
He's like a billionaire or something like that.
No, the whole point is he's a tech nerd who ultimately can't pull the trigger. No matter how hard he wants to. He doesn't have it in him to kill somebody. Like, with a gun, like, up close and personal.
Gotcha.
So he's got to find a way to use his skills to do what he needs to get done.
Gotcha.
It's genuinely, it's well done. It's a good plot. It's one of those things where it's like the creative ways that he comes up with of handling the situations are really good. So it's cool. I liked it. I'd recommend it.
I'll have to check that one out.
But other than that, nothing else that I can think of.
Well, I think that's an episode then, bud.
Cool. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you got some good tips, maybe some good food ideas. Hopefully at least something you're going to watch or cheer on coming up. But we are grateful for all of you that tune in and listen and stick around this long. We are Chubby Buddies for life, guys.
And let us know your prediction of Mr. Travis Hunter.
Yeah, please give us your sports thoughts, your takes, like the Travis Hunter.
And it's not that I'm trying to be a hater. I'm just saying the hype is not there, in my opinion.
Yeah, we have good conversation. That's the whole point. Like we want to flesh it out. So I'm excited. I'm glad you shared it. So I'd love to hear your guys's though too. So make sure you chime in, whatever it is. Reach out to us on the socials. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to follow all of our sponsors, HCW Live 23, Rage Beef Jerky. It's phenomenal. And then, of course, Chubby Buddy Studios.
Yeah,
make sure you go tune in all the other shows.
And I keep getting reminded. It's like, oh, I haven't had Rage in a while, but he's also on vacation. But I could get it from anywhere in the touch, so that's pretty bizarre.
Just took a package over to my buddy Phil and shared it with him. He loves it. He thinks it's so good.
Sorry, I was waiting for it to catch up.
I was just saying, I just took some jerky over to my buddy Phil this week, and he loved it.
What did he think?
He thought it was phenomenal. He wants more. So I got to get more meat sticks. I got to get more meat sticks and get them down to Florida, Bo.
All right, Bo. Well, I love you, and I will see you next time we get to record.
I love you too, man. Take it easy. For all of you guys, we love you. Bye. Bye.